remember when iUpdate used to be good. I don't like how he's talking about all this Mac stuff lately. Like, could we get through one episode without bringing up the iPad, for God's sakes?
Okay, fine. All right, you guys want an iPhone-only episode. We're doing it. We're doing an iPhone-only episode. Let's jump into it.
So what are you waiting for? If you're excited for today's video, drop a like down below. It seriously helps me and the channel out. And click that subscribe button and turn on the bell for notifications so that you never miss a beat.
Yeah, iPhone only episode. What is up, guys? It's Sam Cole here, the internet's favorite Apple newsboy, and I returned with what I have promised with iPhone stories only. And we're going to kick things off today with the update that is the biggest since iOS 15 came out. After quite some time in public and private beta testing, Apple finally dropped iOS 15.4 early on Monday morning. Usually these come out a little bit later in the week, but just straight out of the gate, they pushed out iOS 15.4, and there is so much good stuff here. But of course, this is iUpdate, so we can't just go through it normally. We have to make this a game. So I'm gonna get through everything in 60 seconds or less starting now. Okay, first up, so there's Face ID with mask unlock, which is something we have been wanting for such a long time. Does it come a little bit late? Yeah, sure it do. But at the same time, there's probably gonna be another big variant in the future that we'll have to wear masks again, and it'll be ready this time. We'll actually have mask ID here. Next up, there are new emoji, including all of this stuff, which there's just a few I wanna point out here. We got melting face emoji, we got this weird outline one, we have pregnant man emoji, we've got a slew of stuff here including robin's eggs, we've got beans emoji. Can I get some bean emojis down below in those comments? And then there are these other improvements and bug fixes here. Most notable for me is that the podcast app added episode filters for seasons, played stuff, and then there's also like the ability to add notes to your passwords and settings. And there was a sync issue with photos and videos in your library. Okay, did we make it? Oh, we did make it. Yeah, we made it. I definitely didn't pre-record two different responses to see what happened there. I'm proud of us, guys. We did it. And now, as we switch over to the big part of this video about the iPhone 14 updates, I don't know about you guys, but I was getting a little twitchy, okay? I needed my fix, and I am here to deliver your drugs, okay? I'm here to give you drugs, and by that I mean I am here to give you iPhone 14 news. Don't do drugs. They're very bad. Only do the fun ones. I'm kidding, okay? I'm kidding. It's a joke, all right? I'm not actually encouraging people to do drugs. That's what happens if you do drugs. Okay, so we've gotten a lot of good stuff for the iPhone 14 over the past week, and I want to catch you guys up to speed. First of all, there's this guy that posts on a Korean blog that seems to be pretty reputable. His name is like Yules112. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I usually judge credibility based on the name, and this is like top tier, all right? I trust this guy with my life, so let's see what he's been saying. So as you guys know by now, there's gonna be two different notch setups on the iPhone 14. The lower end models are gonna have the exact same size notch as the iPhone 13, but the higher end iPhone 14 Pro models are gonna have this all new design, and love it or hate it, this is what's happening. This is what it's gonna look like. And because there's been so much focus on the new notch design for the Pro iPhone 14s, we haven't actually focused on the design that much of the standard iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Max lineup. And according to Ukes1122, they are gonna look pretty similar on the front. In fact, in his latest post over on the Korean blog Navar, he says that the bezels are going to be absolutely identical, pretty much one-to-one to the standard iPhone 13 lineup. So as far as the front of the lower end iPhone 14 and bigger iPhone 14 Max models, that's gonna look just like an iPhone 13. In fact, from some angles, you probably won't even be able to notice it's an iPhone 14. And I just bring this up to say that I had seen some sketchy images floating around of thinner bezels on the iPhone 14s in general, and I just haven't seen any evidence that those are real. So I would expect the bezels on the 14 to be pretty much the same as the 13, but the thing is, like, they're real thin already. I mean, getting much thinner, I'm down, but I don't think we need it yet. But following that, we get this wild report from Guo Min-chi, who is now just frequently on Twitter. I mean, I've got competition, so I need you guys to follow me at iUpdate, but also follow Guo Min-chi, but make sure you're following me more, just because I gotta keep those numbers up, but like Guo Min-chi be dropping bombs lately. So first up, Guo Min-chi has confirmed what we've known about the iPhone 14 lineup for a while, which is that for the first time in a couple of years, there is not going to be a mini model. Apple is going to do a 6.1 inch iPhone 14, 6.7 inch iPhone 14 Max, 6.1 inch iPhone 14 Pro, and 6.7 inch iPhone 14 Pro Max. Because you probably noticed earlier, I was calling it the iPhone 14 Max. I haven't mentioned a 14 mini. And that's because, yes, I'm so happy there's not going to be a 14 mini. I know that some of you guys like the 14 mini, okay? I get it. You've got little tiny hands and you like the little tiny phone. But I don't like it, so I'm gonna be mean about it. I'm gonna say I don't want it. I'm sorry I had to say it, okay? I just don't like the mini size, and the market does it. Like, I'm sorry to break the news to you, but nobody is buying the mini size phones. They have been extremely underselling for the past couple of years. So Apple tried it once again with the 13s. It still didn't work, so they're giving up on the 14s. The good news here, though, is that you're now gonna be able to get a max 6.7-inch iPhone for under $1,000. Let me just be clear here. We have not had a max big iPhone since the iPhone, what they did, the 10s Max, for under $1,000 ever. No, it won't have every feature of the Pro, but I don't think that's important for a ton of people. I think there's a lot of you that want to get that large, huge screen size, even though I do not like it at all. I know a lot of you do like it and it does sell well, but you don't want to drop a grand for your phone, which is completely understandable. So I've been saying this since I first heard the news, but I think this is really going to shake things up when Apple offers an iPhone 14 Max for around $800. But Apple is doing something else insanely dramatic this year, which at first I was like, I don't know about that one. But now I'm like, oh, I see it. So again, according to Guo Minchi, he says that Apple is not going to be putting a new processor on some iPhone 14 models. In fact, up until 2021, it was actually identical, meaning that the core count and the performance, whether you got a normal iPhone or a Pro iPhone, was absolutely identical until 2021, when they actually changed that a little bit. See, on the iPhone 13, you got an A15 Bionic chip with a 6-core CPU and a 4-core GPU. But if you decided to get the iPhone 13 Pro, you got the same 6-core CPU, but a slightly better 5-core GPU. Now, all things considered, this was really small. I mean, most people would never notice this. This is only going to come in fringe scenarios. I mean, one extra GPU core is nice. It's a little bonus for buying Pro and spending more money, but it really wasn't that noticeable. Guo is telling us that on the iPhone 14s, it is going to be noticeable, because Apple is going to keep the iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Max on the A15 chip, the chip that is out right now. And only the iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max are going to get the all-new, radically upgraded A16 chip. Whoa! Okay, things are starting to get interesting for the iPhone 14, aren't they? No, I actually don't. I don't find it interesting at all, like everything else that happens on this godforsaken channel. Can you shut the f*** up? For like 3 seconds. Can I just get through this iPhone news? Are you gonna be...
Sounds like this chump's been using the iPhone 8 Plus you fell off plus get ratioed.
Oh no, look, it's a blue bubble.
No, not again.
Bye.
I can't,
I
please.
love it. I love it. My point here is that this thing for the iPhone 14 would shake things up because it introduces a totally new strategy for Apple. See, for a lot of Android phones, it's common for a mid-tier phone to have one processor and a high-tier phone to have a different processor. But Apple has always been dead on, super consistent, whether you get the most expensive phone we make or like the cheapest iPhone SE, it's got the A15. But now it looks like they're starting to shift things. And if you're wondering why, my only idea is that maybe they want more people to spend $1,000. I mean, I know, hot take, that Apple would want to get people to spend more money. I mean, I don't want to call myself an analyst, but I just might. Now, what I'm saying is that I think Apple has realized that they've maybe been giving too good of a value to all of these phones. And they're like, wait, if we just start making these Pro phones actually different, like the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 Pro are two totally different things rather than the same line, maybe people will start to upgrade and pay a little bit more money. Maybe there are enough people like me out there, and I want to be clear, I'm not saying that I agree with this or that this is what should happen. Like, I would love to see Apple keep giving the fastest possible processor to everybody on the line. I'm just saying, with smartphones like continuing to mature out there, I think we're gonna start seeing some different moves from Apple. But hey, let me know what you think. Is this going to push you to buy the Pro? Like, do you care about the fastest processor, or do you just want to buy a new phone when you're ready? I don't know. You guys let me know down below. I love you. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you are doing well, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.